Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Eduard. It's so-called weekend edition kit, and we get it in 1/48 scale, and the plastic itself copies Tempest Mk.II. So in 1/48 scale we get a chance to copy the famous British aircraft fighter, and we have the commercial sample here, so it means you get exactly the same stuff if you order it from Eduard webshop. So the kit number is 84190, you can also see it in the video name there. And we have here a quite nice box art. The box size, I would say it's somewhat standard for 1/48 scale release. Here you can see comparison with my hand. And then on the side here you'll find also some information about the manufacturer, while on the opposite side you can see also 4 marking options which are included into this kit. And we will talk more about them when we will be opening the decals and also assembly manual. So inside, as you can see, there is plenty of space, and that's why all parts should arrive to you intact. I doubt that there will be some additional damage, let's say, or accidental damage. And we are going to start with a clear plastic sprue, which is packed into a separate plastic bag, and it is made in this, I would say, somewhat traditional for Eduard circular shape. And if I zoom in here, you can see that we have nice canopy parts. Of course, we have the main section molded separately, so it means you can open the canopy. And I think this is quite important feature for a 1/48 scale aircraft, so definitely a good thing to have. Next, we continue with the first plastic bag with the gray plastic sprues. So I will open it in a second, and we will take a closer look together. So first of all, we can start with this clear sprue. It is dedicated to the fuel tanks and pylons, as you can see. Each one should be glued out of 2 halves. We have the guiding pins inside. So it's a quite nice addition to the aircraft, and I think it's not obligatory thing to use, but you can install it on your aircraft. Next, we continue with the sprue J. Here we have the wing parts, and maybe I will not zoom out so that first you can see what we are talking about here. So this is the lower wing section, and you can notice that the flaps are molded in, but we have separate ailerons here. Of course, the main wheel wells, they will have to be assembled separately, which is good, but still you will have to mask the surface somehow in order to not to damage anything here. Next, we continue with the top wing sections, and as you can see, quite nice external features which are pre-molded. By the way, here we have the pitot tube pre-molded, so be sure to be careful with these parts, because otherwise you can just easily break it off, and then it will be a really difficult thing to fix. And by the way, here we have also some pre-molded features for the main wheel wells, and of course we have the guiding elements. It means the guiding pins all around the surface of those parts. Next, another pair of large parts is the sprue K with the fuselage halves. So here we have both halves molded together with a tail fin, and cowling should be assembled separately. So we also get nice external features. If I zoom in, here you can see them a bit closer. We have nice recessed panel lines and rivets. If I flip it over, here inside you can see also some minor cockpit features and also the guiding elements as well. So overall, for a 1/48 scale, you get a lot of stuff out of the box, and in my opinion this is a really good thing, because in a weekend edition kit you do not get anything included, I mean, in terms of the PE parts and masks, and this is really cool to get that amount of features in the standard plastic. Next, we continue with another plastic bag. So this one, here we have a bit more sprues, because for example this one is dedicated to the engine insert, also some of the cowling parts, some radiator grill parts. This is the instrument panel, also some landing gear parts in that corner. And if you would like to have the engine nicely detailed, you have to buy the separate brassing set, because here, as you can see, it's just a simple engine insert, which would be, to be honest, it will be barely visible on the finished model, so maybe that's why Eduard decided to go this way. But I know a lot of modelers who were actually complaining about this. Maybe it's just for sake of complaining. Next, we continue here with the cockpit parts, also this famous radiator grill, which is installed in the chin of the aircraft. And by the way, if you wonder how to enhance the features of your Tempest. So there will be also separately sold PE set, which we'll review in this separate video review. But this is definitely a handy thing in case you are brave enough to work with tiny PE parts. And of course you have the budget for this because it will cost you extra money. And at this stage, I would say it's also worth thinking maybe it's better just getting the simple profit pack and not overcomplicating things. Next, we continue with another plastic sprue. So a lot of external equipment. We also have some landing gear wheels. Of course, for the landing gear wheels, you can replace them with the bracing upgrade. But overall it looks fine and it should be easy to assemble, so all original accessories should be compatible with the plastic which you are seeing here, so it will not be an extra difficulty to install them. And this is actually a great point for those modelers who like to add more details to their kits. And next we continue with the decals. So for the decals we have the separate plastic bag. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm opening it. And there are actually two decal sheets. Obviously both are printed in Eduard. And one is big, and I would say that's the main decal sheet. And the next one is the small one. So first we start with the big one. So maybe I will close the lenses a bit so that you can see all of the symbols. We even have the seatbelt decals. So for some modelers this should be enough for out of the box build. Some modelers would prefer to have something more, so it's your decision whether you would like to go for the extra PE, which I was displaying a few seconds ago. And here, by the way, we have also the stencils decal sheet. As you can see, it is also quite nice, and also it will take some time because all of these tiny writings are always a bit tricky to apply, but it's, I mean, the final result is completely worth it in the end, so definitely worth spending some time with those tiny symbols and their application on the model. Next we continue with assembly manual. So this one is printed in form of large brochure. We have short history note here. Next we continue with the parts map. Blue color obviously means that those parts will not be used. And assembly process starts with the pilot seat. Here you will have to paint some parts in advance because, well, this is first of all a cockpit, so it will be difficult to reach some parts later. And also you have to use decals in some spaces, so it's definitely worth having the surfaces already pre-painted. Next we continue with the fuselage halves being assembled together and engine insert getting in place. We assemble the wing parts together, and then we have also here the wings installation to the fuselage, and then tail surfaces getting in place. Also here we have some ailerons getting assembled and some of the landing gear parts. Main landing gear here. Next we continue with the landing gear doors. Obviously you cannot assemble the aircraft in flight, you have to do some custom modification, and it is not mentioned here in the assembly manual. Next we continue also with the canopy installation, so this one you can actually open or close officially, let's say. And next we continue with the external equipment, so we have the fuel tanks and also the rockets, and they are two loadout options, let's say, for this aircraft. First marking option 3 is from July 1947. Next we have October 1949. One more is from Pakistan, and it's 1949-1950s even. And here we have one more from January 1952. Here you can see the stenciling guide for this aircraft, and of course the full list of the original accessories. So as you can see, there are a lot of things to be installed on your aircraft. The only question is how much you would like to spend on all of those. So this set should be already available, and you can get it on official Eduard website. Of course I will be happy to hear your opinion, so do not forget to write them here in the comment section below. And if you like this video and you would like to support us, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye. If you would like to go with the plastic wheels or bracing wheels, but bracing wheels look really good in this scale, and this is already a noticeable upgrade, I would say. Next we continue with another plastic sprue. So here you can see several types of the propeller. We have also the tail surfaces and also some parts for the